Hey everyone, welcome back to Chat and Chat. My name is Josh.
My name's Miguel.
And we're watching English Vinglish. This is part 3, so if you missed part 1 or part 2, then you can go check them out. I put their link in the description below this video. और अगर अब तक नहीं किया, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए, और लाइक बटन पर थप्पड़ मारो।
4 दिन पहले आने का प्लान मनु का था तुम्हें सरप्राइज देने के लिए।
कितनी प्लानिंग करनी पड़ी? तुमसे छुपाना था ना?
Yeah, thanks. She's like, okay, pull it together here. Got to figure out where the next steps are going.
Or how she's gonna get to her class for the next few days.
Yeah.
What?
See, and the dad enables her too to act like that.
आप सब जाओ, मैं इधर ही बैठूंगी। मम्मा के पैर में बहुत दर्द हो रहा है।
वहाँ पे बहुत crowd हो।
She's got an ally now.
Satish, come now. Let's go. Come.
He sort of had a weird look on his face, like
Yeah,
he's
he
hesitant.
suspects something.
Yeah.
Well, and he may have already sensed a little bit of difference with her. He noticed that she was
With the
not just
newspaper.
looking at the newspaper, she was reading the newspaper.
Season of flowers. Now, if
She's laser focused. I mean, she's always been, but now more than ever.
I cook French dessert.
Is it a crepe?
Crepe.
Yep. Yeah, I love crepes.
क्यों नहीं छोड़ते हो मेरा पीछा?
You're not
पता है ना
straight
तुमको?
with him.
मैं शादीशुदा हूँ।
Just
पता
tell
है
him.
ना तुमको मैं 2 बच्चों की माँ हूँ।
She could say it in English.
उधर एम्पायर स्टेट बिल्डिंग के पास सब मेरा वेट कर रहे हैं। इधर फुटपाथ पे बैठ के तुम्हारे साथ फ्रेंच फ्राइज खाऊं या उनके पास जाऊं?
Is she doing it purposely so she can say what she wants to say, but she's not. She doesn't have to hurt him with the truth.
What?
Do you know what I mean?
The Empire State Building. It's this way.
He understood enough to. He listens to you even if he doesn't understand.
What if he
you.
was taking Hindi classes because he's so into her? You know?
This is French laddu with organic chocolate, 70%. You can make it one if you want.
She's like, oh jeez.
She's like, I had a perfect exit.
And
then it's like,
he's still so sweet.
yeah, but what is the family gonna do if they find? They're like, where'd you get this?
Sagar?
What happened?
Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the Empire State Building is a very long journey, and the lines are really long. They got through that really quickly. Because once you get up to the top, you want to stay there for, like, at least a while.
हेलो राधा? हाँ?
He's not in the hospital.
No, just for a scrape.
पता है क्या हुआ? Big ball came, धपक, and I feel मैंने नहीं देखा था बॉल को वरना 1 kick.
And Dad is pissed, though.
And he's like, well, like, it would have been several hours that she would have been sitting, so you know what? He expects her to just sit there the whole 2 hours?
Maybe she had to use the restroom.
Exactly.
You know, he don't know.
Yeah, and she can say, I had to go and use the restroom.
पैर का दर्द कैसा है तुम्हारा?
What are you asking?
क्या हो गया है तुमको शशि? मैं देख रहा हूँ। लगता है तुम अकेली खुश थी। Thank God मैं सपना और सागर को तुम्हारे साथ पहले नहीं भेजा।
Again, he seems to think that he is so right within the world, and he has no understanding of her world.
Yeah. But basically, that one sentence he said is, you can't be a parent by yourself.
मुझे तुम लोगों के साथ आना चाहिए था। देखो ना मैं सिर्फ अपने बारे में सोचने लगी हूँ। अपनी जिम्मेदारी भूल रही हूँ।
again, she was talking about cooking and it's her duty. It's like, what about the man's duty?
Don't give up now. बस 3-4 classes बाकी है.
3-4 दिन में और क्या सीखने वाली?
That's like still a fifth of what you were learning already.
Please, just finish what you started.
फिनिश करना चाहती हूँ.
But
जो मैंने पहले शुरू किया था. अपने बच्चों की माँ बनने.
Yeah, but see, I think culturally, even in the U.S., we make it the mom's duty to take care of their kids, and moms end up sacrificing so much.
Thank you. This is incredible.
Wow, Shashi Masi, it's amazing.
You know, Kevin, these are the best laddus you will ever eat.
I totally agree.
And my wife, she was born to make laddus.
she's more than that.
Mm-hmm. She's just not your personal laddu maker, be it children or be it the actual dessert.
Jose,
Masi, अब सिर्फ लड्डू बनाने के लिए पैदा नहीं हुई.
She understands. Radha is like totally realizing.
Salman, why don't you tell me the story
knows
of your
what's up.
favorite film?
My favorite movie is Sex and City.
Golly, of course it is.
Very pretty. Excellent. I like the Rajnikant film very much. Rajnikant is not an actor. He's a god.
And we saw Rajnikant in Jailer. She can be in class without being in class. That's awesome.
Écoute, Shashi, si je suis tombé amoureux de toi, c'est malgré moi. D'accord?
Oh, Radha's listening to this. Uh-oh. Does she speak enough French to know?
Cup of coffee, maybe?
He really likes you.
She's saying that like there's some sort of possibility there.
मुझे प्यार की ज़रूरत नहीं है.
Everyone
ज़रूरत है.
needs it.
तो सिर्फ थोड़ी इज्जत की.
Well, yes, that's.
फिर भी प्यार तो बहुत जरूरी है तो. Oh, was she giving Salman a haircut?
Yep.
IT, all America, Spanish.
She was practicing too. Hope she can make it.
What did he get? He got her a sari?
Yeah, looked like a new one.
What do you fancy? American guys or Indian? Crap at your mom.
Chill, yaar. She wouldn't understand.
So what's your boyfriend's name?
And if she keeps it to herself, she will learn so much about her children that they don't know.
Oh,
No!
That little brat. See again. What? The waiter couldn't see that.
She has to make all of them from scratch.
No respect. The kid has no respect for her and is constantly doing.
What is that saga? कितनी बार कहा तुमको बूबू मत करो? बोलोगे नहीं? फिर करोगे तुम? और करोगे?
सतीश, बंद कर. फिर से बनाओ.
All that trouble again, Shashi.
I mean, it's a special occasion. She wants
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
do something for it, so of course she
Absolutely.
wants them to be hers.
Yeah, that waiter was an idiot. Should be fired on the spot. If he can't see that there was all this and just ran right into it.
पर मौसी, हमको जाना है.
मेरे फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट में फेल हो गई. दूसरे सब्जेक्ट में पास होने का क्या फर्क?
That is really sad to see all those tasty
Yeah.
laddus on the floor.
Okay, make these the most awesome, fantastic ladoos ever made.
They already were.
Yeah, well. Hopefully, her niece texts them and lets them know what happened. And maybe they will show up for an in-person exam.
At the wedding?
At the wedding, why not? All those international people coming to the wedding, I think that'd be great.
Don't worry.
I've heard so much about your wife's food. Ladoos?
She loves cooking. She just loves it.
I love eating.
He looked like it.
Yeah, portly little American.
Thank you. Hi. Hi.
Oh, they
See,
did.
I told you.
Looking very correct. Thank you very, very much for calling us to come. English.
She called.
I told you.
Hello, madam.
Oh, you look so beautiful.
Arey, Shashi, man.
Wow, look at he's styled up.
Yeah.
Where the heck
Wow,
did he
they.
get
Thank you so much for coming.
शशि क्या कर रहे हो तुम? अरे शादी शुरू होने वाली है ना?
सतीश, ये डेविड सर, सलमान, यूसुफ, रामू मूर्ति,
हेलो
मेरे खास दोस्त हैं.
सॉरी
Khas dost hai. Wow. And he's so confused. He's like, wait, what?
Now he's like, oh my God, she developed a whole life ahead of me.
To my darling daughter Meera and my dear son Kevin. He was 14. वो सिर्फ 14 साल की थी. एक दिन बहुत गुस्से में उसने हम दोनों से पूछा, मुझे पैदा क्यों किया आपने?
Wow.
You were born so your dad and I could share complete happiness.
मीरा हमारी जिंदगी में खुशियाँ लाने के लिए पैदा.
Shashi must. Your turn.
My wife's English is not very good, so
May I?
Time for that final exam,
It's
son.
gonna be on the spot.
Marriage is a beautiful thing. Life is a long journey. Mira, sometimes you will feel you're less. Kevin, sometimes you will also feel you're less than Mira. Try to help each other to feel equal. Married couple don't even know how the other is feeling. It means marriage is finished. That is the time you have to help yourself.
Whoa.
Family is the only place where you will always get love and respect.
In an ideal world. Wow. that was
He's
really
feeling.
good. Good girl. You better cry. That was all directed at you. You little brat.
Thank you.
Woo! Teacher stands up. She passed.
Where's that certificate?
Wow. Super fantastic.
You don't return back, you just return. And you missed a few uhs and thus. Else you passed with distinction.
Shashi Masi, you were amazing. Yes, I'm so proud of you.
Okay, hold on tight. Where's that
Where's
kid?
that kid? Nail his feet to the floor.
सामने इंग्लिश में बात करने से पहले सोचो. She can talk better than you.
Yeah, and the husband is now is like,
जब अपने आप को प्यार करने लगते हैं तो वही पुरानी जिंदगी नहीं लगने लगती है. Thank you for making me feel good about myself. Thank you so much.
It's hard.
it's like, dang, need to go to India and find me an Indian girl.
अभी भी मुझसे प्यार करती हो?
नहीं करती तो तुम्हें 2 लड्डू क्यों खिलाती?
Give me a heart attack earlier. Wow, what a trip for her. Wow. Like, left as one person, came back as another. Like, so much more self-confidence and everything. Like, just such a transformation.
She's got to do her business.
Yeah.
New York Times, please.
And you, ma'am?
The New York. Sorry, do you have any Hindi newspaper? Oh, no, sorry. It's okay, thank you.
Oh, look at him! Look at her!
She a new polished up diamond.
But what she said to Laurent is kind of like in his mind too, is like when something changes and you start realizing things about yourself and all that sort of stuff, then things start looking new that were old.
Yeah.
Right?
I liked it, but I want you to rate it first before me, because you always put me on the spot first, and I want to hear some of your stuff first.
Okay, I'm going to give it 9 ladoos out of 10 because it was really good. It was sweet. It was wonderfully written. I mean, it's a theme that we've seen in other movies where this idea that English is what makes you smart. Like, how can you be smart if you don't speak English?
Right.
But we've seen time and time again where there are these portrayals that they are so smart, their brains, how does a language define your level? Like, it's not true.
Right.
And she was an entrepreneur. She ran her own business. She did the logistics of her own business by what it seems without her husband's help at all.
Yeah.
She was able to learn a language that well in 4 weeks. I mean, that is something
That's
very
a lot of hard studying.
hard to do.
And she was doing it all the time too, watching TV and
The older you get too, the harder it is to learn a new language, to
learn new things in general.
Well, learn new things, but yeah, they talk about languages is very difficult to learn the older you get. So for her to do it, it's clearly stated, like showing that she is a very strong mind. She was smart, like, because there's this thing that happens when you try to speak another language. It happens to me too a lot, is when I speak in Hindi, I sound like a child.
Yes.
And so when you sound like a child, people might automatically think that you have the same brain functionality as a child. So if you're speaking a broken language, it's like people will be judgmental and see you and make a judgment on you immediately, thinking that, oh, this guy is not that bright, you know, but really it's just, man, I'm trying my best here and this is just the best I can do.
Yeah.
So I like that. The music was fire. I love this. Like, honestly, this is a soundtrack that can turn a bad day into a good day, right? Like, if it's like a gloomy day and stuff just isn't going right, I'll turn this music on. This music, just the beat, everything about it was just like, oh, it made me feel good about things, you know, inspirational.
Yeah.
And the acting, Sridevi, I mean, geez, she was
very
great.
good.
She says so much with her eyes and just her. I love how in the very beginning she was just really tight and she was all just like really held like close and just like fragile looking.
She's confined by the box that she's been placed in. The box actually seems to be getting tighter and tighter very, very slowly. I mean, and it probably happened over time too from the very start. And it's by her husband, by society, by her kids, all the other things that are happening around her. it's slowly but surely getting tighter and tighter. So and I think this happens to a lot of people, you know, in their lives, is that they allow others to define them.
Yeah.
And who they are, and the boxes that they start ending up in.
I mean, I'm sure it was a slow progression. In the beginning, it's honeymoon period with her husband, so everything's probably fine. It's all physical attractiveness and all that sort of stuff. But as it goes on and it wears you down, but then the kids, as they get older and they're able to be selfish and just really mean, I mean, everything in her speech at the end that she was saying about family doesn't do this, family doesn't do that, her daughter's crying, I think because she's like, oh, I'm not family. Because I was doing the opposite of everything she says that family doesn't do, you know? So she's like, oh, family doesn't make fun of you if you say something wrong. The daughter's like, oh, I made fun of her all the time.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
and we're not talking about the playful family stuff that people do. We're talking about, you know,
where it goes too far.
Where it goes too far and it's hurtful.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I mean, your family should be the safest and lovingest place that it can be. And
the type of jokes too, you know, it's like with her mom and the respect. It was like clearly not respectful.
Not respectful
and
at
it
all.
wasn't just the jokes; it's how she talked to her mom in general. I loved it. I loved it. It was a great movie. I thought it was great. So what about you? What rating would you give it?
We're on the Ledoux scale, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give it an 8. I think it was really, really good. Again, you brought up almost all of the topics that I can think of. I just really am glad that she really pushed herself and, you know, started standing up for herself. Again, she had the opportunity. I'm glad that bus went by. And you know, sometimes life does that for you. You know, events happen that, you know, make you suddenly say, the change is not going to happen for me. I have to make the change happen. And so I'm really glad that she recognized that. She took that big leap of, you know, jumping on it. And even more so, I love that the fact that it was, the class starts today. And it's like, girl, get on this bus or you're going to miss it. It was kind of life telling her, here's the number, call the number.
Yeah.
Here's the date. It's today. It's not next week where you can chicken out.
Right. And I think that's the big thing is I think the fact that it was that day didn't give her time to second guess herself.
Yep.
So she was like, because I even do that, right?
Right.
I all the time, it's like, this is happening and it's like, oh yeah, I don't know. And I start telling myself all these excuses of not going, don't put yourself out there, don't go into it. Like, just stay home and do this. But then you go out and you ended up having a really good time anyway, and then you're like, why did I ever second?
Why did I second? Yeah. You know, I also really want to honor the fact that she didn't acknowledge enough about her success, about her cooking, and the success that she is doing as a mom. Okay. I feel as culturally, and that's around the world, so many moms are forced to give up so much of themselves and their own lives, their own desires, and their own, you know, priorities and passions and so forth, and they give it up for their kids and their family, okay? And sometimes they do that, although they say willingly, I know that there's a part of them that says, this is my cross to bear, so to speak, my sacrifice, and I'm like, but should it have to be that way? Is there any other way that you can do this so that you can still, you know, honor yourself and allow those sorts of things to happen for you as well too? And that's why I really love it when I see husband-wife teams and other family dynamic teams where, as she says, you help support each other and you do the equal thing. And yeah, sometimes one's less, sometimes one, you know, but you're trying to always equal it. And, you know, if you can support them to say, hey, I hear that you want to be an artist, you know, let's make that happen. What do we need to do as a family unit to make that happen? Sometimes the family unit may be huge beyond just the most immediate family, and it's all the people around you helping, you know, the community helping to make you successful as well. Even nowadays, we're seeing the exact opposite of where sometimes the female of the household of a traditional family is a successful business person, and they can't give enough to the family. And can the husband, you know, the father, do enough of the family dynamics and so forth? And sometimes they can't either. And then you got, you know, grandparents and aunts and uncles and so forth. So I kind of like that. And I think that we need to kind of stop, again, forcing people to be in boxes that, you know, that they're just, you know, they're killing themselves and they're constraining themselves to not be the 100% person that they could be.
Yeah, it's interesting you're talking about percentages and whatnot, because I had a friend that went and had some counseling, right? Like marriage counseling. And one of the things that he told me about was really interesting, that I love this idea. Partnership in a marriage doesn't always have to be both giving 100% on every single day, right? So someone comes home, maybe they had a hard day, right? Whoever it is comes home from work and then says, look, I got 50%, right? And then the other person is like, I got you. I got the other 50%. And together you make 100% of a team. When it comes to taking care of the family, taking care of the house, whatever, you come home and you say, oh, you know, it was even like I had the worst day. I'm at like a 20%. And they're like, I got you, I cover you this time. And then the next day, maybe it's the other way around. Or maybe it's like, oh, you both have a lot to give and you have some left over, and that's your me time and all that sort of stuff, right? But it doesn't always have to be like you're 100%, you're 100%. And if you're failing, it's not the other person saying, come on, you gotta meet me at 100%. It's like you give and you take, and it's a give and take sort of thing. And together is what makes that 100%. And if you're a friend, and I mean, sure, like talking about it is a little weird in the beginning, but as you do that method, it becomes just second nature and you don't even think about it. You come home and you understand, like, okay, this is a day that I'm gonna have to give a little bit more. And then this is a day that I'm gonna have to be honest that I need a little help. So you guys let us know what you thought about the movie. How many Ladus out of 10 would you give it? Yeah, I'd love to hear your opinions on it.
We should have gotten
Ladu. I just thought it was a beautiful movie.
It was.
And guys, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, sharing, hitting that bell icon or like button par thappar maro.